Over $40 million will be awarded to 12 research projects in areas like urban agriculture, food, and food safety. Now, some of these initiatives aim to lower food production costs, boost the yield of local farms, and improve the quality of food they produce. One of the projects will develop cost-effective means for cultured meat so as to lower production costs. Another will look at enhancing the disease resilience of seafood to allow farmers to increase the yield and quality of the fish and shrimp. Also awarded is a project developing a bioengineering approach to enhance plants for indoor farming. The Singapore Food Authority is also working to standardise the safety assessments of cultivated meat production. And for more on what the grant funding will mean in shoring up Singapore's food security, I'm now joined by Professor William Chen, Director of the Food Science and Technology Programme at NTU Singapore. He is also Director of Singapore Agri-Food Innovation Lab. Professor Chen, welcome to the studio.
Good evening.
First of all, set the stage for us. Where is Singapore when it comes to food innovation? How do we fare against other countries?
Well, when we talk about food innovation, it can be very diverse. But what we see, the Singapore strength is we have a very strong R&D foundation through this biomedical research and manufacturing. And as food is very much about translation, solving problem of this food production. So we are very agile to sort of take a targeted approach to solve a real problem for food production. Another important aspect of this awarded grant is that we see a very strong support from government to sort of really drive the R&D into translation to really enhance our food security. So here we're talking about public-private partnership, very strong reflection of public-private partnership.
Right, and some areas that the grant covers include urban agriculture and aquaculture. But with the spate of vertical farms and fish farms having to shut down recently, is funding innovation enough to sort of overcome this challenge that we're facing?
Well, this urban indoor farm is actually something relatively new at the global stage. And what we see here is that some of the factors may involve manpower costs, energy costs, all these. So we are very happy to see that the government is still confident to continue funding this area of research. One of the projects which I'm leading together with Dutch University, Wageningen University in Research, called Sing Farm, is actually addressing these various problems. We are taking a systems approach to reduce energy consumption, to optimize the water usage, and also develop a zero-waste farming system. So all these will sort of help us reduce the cost and then make this urban solution more sustainable.
I believe this project is called Sing Farm, yeah?
That's right.
And innovation also looks at improving the quality of the food produced. How can that be achieved?
Well, as compared with the traditional farming, when farmers just spray fertilizer and so on, they do not really know the nutrient profile and content of the crops or fish. But with the indoor condition, we have a way to monitor this nutrient profile through sensor development, all these things, and then we will apply fertilizer or increase or enhance fish feed, for example, accordingly, so that we can make sure that the produce are more nutritious. Yeah.
Okay, and that's very important, right? Because it's the food that we consume at the end of the day. And with projects seeking to lower production cost and improve disease resilience, do you see this as sufficient to address the challenge of high costs, lower economies of scale when selling grown in Singapore produce?
Well, one thing we are looking at is grown in Singapore products. Have to be higher quality. So in terms of a food product, we're talking about more nutritious and safer, so that the consumer will have a confidence with our product. So one area that we are looking into is to reduce the cost of this growing Singapore food products.
How do you intend to do that?
Well, there are many ways. The food innovation is really about interdisciplinary collaboration. You can see the amount is 12 projects. Most of them involve multiple parties, including industry. So we really try to create a value chain from innovation to scale up to market.
Okay. And, of course, Singapore's ambitious 30 by 30 goal is to produce 30% of its food locally by the year 2030. How far are we from achieving this very ambitious vision?
Well, I guess the number is sort of a moving target, but we need to have a number so to rally everyone's attention and effort together. As we move along, some areas move faster than others. For example, in terms of egg production, we have already achieved 30 by 30. The rest, I think with all this government support on innovation and industry partnership, we will see that with maturity of technology and translation, we'll be able to achieve maybe 40 by 40 or 50 by 50. So it's a moving target.
All right, Professor Chen, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us tonight. That was Professor William Chen, Director of the Food Science and Technology Program at NTU Singapore and Director of Singapore Agri-Food Innovation Lab.